You searched for how to update Notion database items using Zapier, and that is exactly what we are setting up right now. Open your browser and head to zapier.com. You will land on the login page if you are not already signed in, so go ahead and sign into your account. Once you are in, the dashboard loads with all your existing Zaps. In the upper left corner, there is a big orange Create button. Click that, then choose Zaps. The Zap editor opens up and immediately gives you a trigger step. Click the trigger card to set it up. In the app search box, type the name of the application that sends you new data. I am using Google Sheets for this walkthrough, but the flow is the same whether you are pulling from Airtable, Typeform, HubSpot, or Gmail. Select your app, then pick the trigger event. I choose New Spreadsheet Row because I want this to run every time a row gets added. Click Continue. If your account is not already connected, you will be prompted to sign in and grant access, so do that now. After that, you need to choose the exact spreadsheet and worksheet. I'm selecting a sheet called Customer Updates, and I leave the trigger set to watch the first sheet. Click Continue. Now we test the trigger. Hit the Test Trigger button. If no sample data appears, open your trigger app in another tab, add a row with a couple of fields filled in, then come back and test again. Once Zapier pulls in the data, you will see the fields from that row. Take a quick look and make sure the unique identifier you plan to use later, something like an email address or a customer ID, is in there. That field is how we will match the row to the right Notion item. Now we need to find the existing database item before we update it. Click the plus icon directly below the trigger, search for Notion and select Notion. Choose the Find Database Item action. I always use this step instead of trying to update by a hard-coded ID. It is more flexible and way less likely to break when records change. Click Continue. If your Notion account is not connected yet, you will be asked to log in and pick the workspaces to share. Do that, then select the workspace where your database lives. Next, choose the database. I am using my CRM database. Now the important part, under Search Property, pick the Notion property that holds a unique value. I use email because every contact has one, and it is not something that changes often. Under Search Value, map the matching field from your trigger. I am dragging in the email field from the Google Sheets step. That tells Zapier to find a Notion page where the email property equals the email from the new row. Click Continue. Let us test this find step. Click Test Step. If Zapier successfully locates the item, you will see its page ID and a preview of the Notion properties. If it comes back empty, stop and check two things. First, confirm that the email in your test row actually exists as an email property in that Notion database. Second, make sure the property name in Notion matches exactly what you selected in the search property field. Even a trailing space or a capital letter difference will cause a miss. Go fix that and test again until it finds the item. With the item located, we can now add the update. Click the plus icon below the Find Database Item step, search for Notion again, select it, and this time choose Update Database Item. Click Continue. Pick the same workspace in the same database. For the database item field, click inside it and look at the dropdown. You will see an option called Find Database Item. Hover over it and select the item ID. This links the update dynamically to whatever page the find step just returned. Do not type a static page ID here that will only ever update one record. Now you map the Notion properties you want to change. I am mapping name to the name field from the trigger, and status I am setting to a hard-coded value like contacted because every new row means I have reached out. I also map a last contacted date property to today's date. Any property you leave empty will be ignored by Notion, so you only overwrite what you map. If you accidentally map a field to the wrong data, you will overwrite good data with junk, so double-check each one. Click Continue. Test the update next by clicking Test Step. Zapier fires the update and you will see a success message. I always jump over to Notion right away to verify. Switch to your Notion workspace, open that database, and you should see the item's name and status changed and the new date filled in. If something looks off, go back and review your mappings. The most common mistake is picking the wrong field from the trigger because the field names look similar. Now let us review quickly before publishing. Glance through the trigger, the find, and the update step. Make sure the search property is unique, the database item pointer came from the find step, and all map fields are correct. Give the Zap a name that you will recognize. I call mine Update Notion from Sheets, then click Publish. Your Zap is now live. To do a final end-to-end test, go to your trigger application and add a new row or update an existing one. Wait a minute for Zapier to pick it up. You can open the Zap Runs list in Zapier to see if it ran without errors. Then check your Notion database. The item should be updated automatically. When you see that, everything is working. If this walkthrough got your automation running, hit the like button, subscribe if you want more hands-on setup breakdowns like this, and leave a comment saying it was helpful. Comments are what push these to other people searching for the exact same thing.